New comic book day is coming up quicker than you think. It's time to take a look at the books coming out so I can tell you what I'm getting. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. On this channel, I talk about comics. If you love comics, consider subscribing. And this is the latest in a series I like to call What I'm Getting, where I take a look at the books coming out this week. I tell you what I'm getting, what's on the chopping block, and what's on the maybe list that I'll be making a game day decision about. So this week, there are a lot of books coming out, but very few that I'm actually getting. In fact, this might be the smallest budget total that I've had since I started the series over a year ago. So definitely stay tuned to see what's on the pull list. Before we get into it though, got to give a huge shout out to Ultimate Comics. Now, Ultimate Comics is my LCS. I've been shopping there for almost 3 years now. They've got some of the greatest stock, the greatest selection of comics and graphic novels in the Raleigh area. So they've got 4 locations in Raleigh, Durham, Cary, and in the Crabtree Valley Mall. All well stocked, all well organized, all very clean, with friendly and knowledgeable staff members. So if you're in the Raleigh area and you're looking for comic books, definitely check them out. And thanks to Ultimate Comics for sponsoring this video. Now, I always like to start these lists with the book that I'm most excited for. I'm actually doing it a little bit differently this time. I'm like sitting in front of the computer. But this week, I'm just looking at my pull list on League of Comic Geeks, and I'll tell you what, the book I'm most excited for this week is Wolverine issue number 20. Now, Wolverine number 20, written by Benjamin Percy. It looks like the art duties this issue are going to be handled by Adam Kubert, which is always nice. Kubert drawing Wolverine. Sign me up. Now, this is the first issue of Wolverine since the 10 Lives and 10 Deaths, or X Lives and X Deaths, whatever you prefer, of Wolverine miniseries has wrapped up. And all of the X titles are basically getting like a soft reboot. So these are great jumping on points if you haven't been reading any of the X-Men books. And what's cool is they got a new trade dress. So you can kind of look at the books and see, okay, this is a new era. So definitely check those out. Now, this issue of Wolverine, I guess this story arc in general, is introducing Deadpool. Not introducing, well, I guess he hasn't really been on Krakoa before. So yeah, this is bringing Deadpool to the Krakoa universe. That'll be interesting to see just what's going on. It should be some comic relief. I mean, that's what I expect from Deadpool. And that's why I'm so intrigued to see how this is going to go. You got rough, grim, gruff Wolverine with Deadpool, who can't keep a straight face in any situation. So that should be fun. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting this Adam Kubert cover A. Although Alan Qua's got a variant that looks pretty cool, and so does Kokolo. All right, there's a lot of cool variants for this book, so just check and see which one they've got in your shop, because sheesh. But yeah, the cover price $3.99. And that's actually the only book on my Marvel Comics pull list. Oh wait, that's not the only Marvel book. My bad. I forgot one. And that is Hulk, issue number 6. Hulk, written by Donny Cates, has been like one of these like outrageous series, but it's fun. It's really fun. So we've got this like God Hulk, who we now know is called Titan. And it's just an interesting book. And so, yeah, I'm reading the description here. This looks like a fun book. I need to read issue 5. I don't think I read issue 5, and then I can read issue 6. It should wrap up the first story arc pretty well. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. It's by Ryan Otley, who's also doing interior artwork. Yeah, I'm looking at these variants. I'm like, there's a lot of cool variants. Gotta say, I won't do that. No need to start LCS wars. But anyway, so that is the end of my Marvel Comics pull list. So my Marvel Comics are going to cost me $8 this week. Now we can move on to DC, where there are just 3 books on the pull list. The first of which is one I'm really excited about. This is Batman Superman World's Finest number 2. World's Finest, written by Mark Waid, with art by Dan Mora. It's an out of continuity story featuring Batman and Superman and Dick Grayson as Robin, and Alfred's there. Like, it's just a very fun book. And you guys know me. Lately, I love the lighthearted stuff, the stuff that I don't have to like think and like rattle my brain to understand or to find out where it fits in continuity. And I like stuff that's not just dark and brooding, which a lot of superhero stuff is lately. So a fantastic first issue I really enjoyed. So I'm excited for issue 2 of World's Finest. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. And the next book, speaking of lighthearted, fun books, that's actually the theme of my DC pull list this week. But we're talking about The Flash. Flash issue 781. This one featuring Kid Flash. The cover says, "Bring your Kid Flash to work day." So this is going to be fun. I mean, basically, Wally West is finally done with the Eclipso stuff. He's not on Gem World anymore. And so he's back in, is it Central City? Star City? I don't remember. But he's back in his hometown doing regular Flash stuff. And apparently a new threat's going to come. And he's got to get some help from Kid Flash to remove the threat. So that's going to be fun. It's a new story arc, a new jumping on point. So if you have not read Flash up until this point, issue 781 is going to be a good jumping in spot. It's got a cover price of $4.99. When did that happen? I don't know if that's right. The Flash should have a cover price of $3.99. But either way, $3 or $4, I'm getting cover A. Next up on the DC Comics pull list, rounding out the fun-loving trilogy here. This is, or trifecta. This is Nightwing issue 91. Speaking of Wally West, this is a Nightwing and Wally West team up. This is part 2. I believe it's the conclusion of that. If you haven't been reading Nightwing by Tom Taylor, it is some of the most fun, most heartfelt. It's probably my favorite book on shelves and has been for over a year now. So definitely grab that. Nightwing 91 has a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And that's it for my DC Comics. So if I just stick to the list, the 3 DC Comics I'm buying are going to cost me $13 this week. Not bad at all. Now, all that's left to talk about are the independent and creator-owned titles that are out this week. So the first one that we're going to talk about is one that's actually on the maybe list. I'm not sure if I'm buying it or not, but that is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Armageddon Game, Pre-Game, #1. If that's way too many words for you, I feel you. It's too many words for me. Now, what this book is, it's a reprint of their annual issues from 2020 and 2021, because their next big event is basically taking story from those 2 annuals and pushing it forward into, current timeline, current storytelling. Now, I have the 2021 annual. I don't think I have the 2020 annual. I'm going to have to go back through the archives to see if I have that book. If I do, then there's no need for me to buy this Armageddon Game, because I can just go back and read the single issues. But, I don't know. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is on my pull list anyway. Chances are Casey's going to put it in my box anyway. Am I going to turn it down? No, because it's a light week, even though this book has a cover price of $6.99. Now, if I grabbed it, there's only one cover. That's the cover A. So that's the one I'd be getting. And let's talk about the rest of my pull list. The last book on my pull list this week is The Walking Dead Deluxe issue 37. You guys know I'm reading these reprints, or I'm buying these reprints with the hopes of custom binding them. Now, I probably should go ahead and send volume 1 off. I think there's like a limit as to how many issues you can pack into a custom bind. I don't know. I'll worry about it when we get to like issue 50 or so. But anyway, Glenn and Maggie looking toward the future, others dwelling on the past. I haven't read The Walking Dead. Some of you have, but I like the fact that I can experience it in full color as if it's a brand new series. So that's fun. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the David Finch cover A. And that's actually it for my Indie Comics pull list. So if we don't count the Ninja Turtles book, my indies are going to cost me $4. If we do count it, they're going to cost me $11. So If I buy every book that I showed you today, then my total cost out the door is going to be about $32, which is not bad. If you know me, you know my budget is $50 a week. I'm $18 under budget. That's a great deal, especially if I take this Ninja Turtles book out. Then I'm at like $24, and that's even better. And I'm not going to go crazy buying a bunch of extra stuff this week because, just to give you a little bit of a preview, next week's pull list is definitely going to be over budget by about $20. We got The Last Ronin coming out next week with an $8 cover price, Justice League 75. There's quite a few books that cost more than normal coming out next week, but we'll talk about those next week. For now, I'm going to just enjoy the fact that I'm only spending $25 this week, 24, whatever it is, and bank my money and put it on the third week or the first week of May. Is that what that's going to be? No, the fourth week of April. Heavy week indeed. But that's going to do it for my pull list. I want to know what's on your pull list though. Are you buying anything I'm buying? Are you excited about any of the books coming out this week? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to talk comics with me all the time, you got to join my Facebook group or the Discord server. Both are called the K Squad. It's our private community of comic book fans where we get together to just talk about stuff that we love. So I'd love to see you inside. Links are in the description below. And until next time, hope you saw something you liked in this video. If not, hey, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.